Today's topic is, what do I wish I would have been more prepared for in retirement? Now, I've actually had this on my drawing board for about 2 weeks because I've wanted to come up with a top 10, then I wanted to come up with a top five, and I don't have that length of that many on the list. So I thought I'd just turn this into a little discussion. And under the topic of financial, what do I wish I would have done different? Really nothing. And I'm just 4 years in. Things could happen, okay? But I prepared for a bear market. This 30% down market, 9% interest, inflation that we've got going on right now. Inflation's hard to prepare for. It's chewing through my bucket one a little faster than I'd like, but I'm just taking a wait and see on inflation, and my buckets are doing exactly what I wanted them to do, taking out all the drama. I'm living my life. My wife and I are just going on like normal in our retirement because of the size of bucket one starting out this year with 4 years. So no real surprise there. A couple things, like another thing that I did well is retirement can be a lonely journey financially. So I started a financial group that's working great. They're actually coming over this afternoon. Another thing that, I'll be honest, I just stumbled into this is a software package called New Retirement. I was planning on going on my own and just using my Excel files and predicting, this kind of growth rate, this kind of inflation, these different income streams coming in. And that would have been a horrible mistake. So I stumbled into newretirement.com or some comprehensive software. I got a link below. Give it a try, free 2-week trial. I am so glad I found that, because in times like this, market's down 30%, I re-enter all my numbers, and it gives me a confidence level in my retirement going forward. Still in the high 90s, even with this 30% drop. So I was in good position. I do make a little bit of money that I actually didn't put into New Retirement. I kind of have my thumb on the scale. I'm making a little money doing light consulting, mostly virtual. Make a little money from YouTube, and all that has just helped me greatly for the last few years. But it scares me to think about my plan coming in was not to use a comprehensive software package, and to know that I now have this checks and balances on when to take Social Security, Roth conversions, taxes in the future, versus just going in and, hey, I'm going to pull out 4% a year and live on that, and only have my long-term vision be 12 months in advance. It's scary to me to think about my retirement being here right now without that comprehensive software. So if you're going alone on this and using Excel and all your own formulas, good chance there's an error in your formulas, and hopefully it's not a big one. That's just a mathematical error, where you added where you should have subtracted, or you didn't take out taxes. I'm just so thankful I found New Retirement. A couple other things. I have talked a little bit about this before, but my focus on health, I wish I would have been eating right, my whole life, and not really started when I was 54. Hopefully that won't come back to burn me, but I've learned a lot about nutrition that I wish I would have known years before. But hey, start today, right? And then time, you think about not working, and some of you may say, well, that's 8 hours a day that I don't have to work. Well, no, it's getting ready for work, it's thinking about work, commuting to work. It ends up being a whole lot of the time. I'm telling you, I have 2 to 3 times the amount of time that I was expecting to have in a year. So no big surprises out there that I should have prepared more for. All of them, I'd say the surprises in my journey have all been positive. Like, I prepared a budget for retirement. And I knew I wouldn't be saving for my 401k anymore, and I'm cutting the kids off, my 4 adult kids, of things I've been paying for. But the budget I created, I'm spending right at 80% of that. So I've been able to whittle that down a little bit more, not being a miser, but things I didn't prepare for, like I canceled my life insurance. I'm not driving my car very much. I'm driving about 2,000 to 2,500 miles a year. Well, that's a lot less gas, a lot less tires, a lot less maintenance. And my insurance premiums are coming down because I have one of those little like fobs that tracks how much I drive, and my insurance rate just keeps going down. And I have time to dive into expenses and study different things, study different investment things. So all my financial news has been positive, and my buckets have allowed me to weather this bear market. So I really can't say that there's been a boogeyman that jumped out at me. You know, things can happen to your health and parents' health and all that kind of things that can affect your retirement. But so far, 4 years in, no boogeyman. Thankful I found a new retirement. Thankful I'm not going on this journey alone. I got my 2 buddies in my retirement group. I'm thankful I've invested heavily in stocks. You know, not as much this year, but my first 3 years of retirement has been really good. I'm actually still up like 4.5%. I got 4.5% more money than when I retired 3.5, closer to 4 years ago. So I apologize for the title of this video being a little misleading, but I've wanted to create a top 10. I wanted to create a top 5 things I wish I would have known and done differently, but they're not really there. And I hopefully you take this as good news. So I chose to make this video anyway to be good news. Anything else to add, Grogu? No. Okay, this is Joe out.